Hey yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here, and welcome to another long-awaited, or I guess maybe not long-awaited, but you know, finally, right, doing yet another Mike Reed Looks Back video. Yes, I know this series has been practically dead for a while now, but I thought, well, today, right, might as well bring it back, and we're gonna bring it back strong here today. Since I wanted to take a look back at a toy line that I got into for a little bit, and actually helped me through a pretty rough time in recent memory, and that being turning Mecard. Yes, these things. So yeah. So what's so special about turning Mecard, you might ask? Well, for those that somehow don't remember, Turning Mecard was originally released in Korean regions, or just in Korea in general, and just randomly in 2018, 2019, Mattel announced that they were going to be doing a international sort of re-release slash distribution of Turning Mecard, and I was kind of surprised because I'm like, wow, they're actually doing these guys, because these are fairly obscure toys for a while now, or as I like to call them, figures, because that's basically what they are. And these, of course, are within a similar vein as Bakugan and Screechers Wild and other similar toy lines. I know, I'm sure a couple of you are surprised I even know what Screechers Wild is, but then again, when you're me, you kind of just know stuff, you know what I mean? But anyhow, so what to really say about Turning Mecard? Well, as I said, it got me through a tough time in recent memory. What was that tough time? My dad undergoing surgery. Yes, it was very scary because he had a triple hernia, and this was on top of his diabetes. So he was very much at risk going into the surgery. Now, of course, we took all the proper precautions to ensure that the surgery would go smoothly. He's obviously still here, so and very much still kicking. So obviously, it was a success. But it was still quite scary because there was always the chance that I was going to be without a father going forward, and that would be very, very devastating indeed. But thankfully, Mecard was there to help me through that tough time. Because, right, I happened to stumble upon these, right, at a Five Below. Essentially the equivalent to like a Dollar Tree or Dollar General. And it was there that I stumbled across these, and I was kind of surprised because I remember seeing them in big box stores, like Targets and Walmarts and stuff like that. But I kind of figured that they just weren't selling very well, and that's why I started seeing them in more Dollar Tree, Dollar General type stores. But that wasn't until I found out about one aspect of Mecard that I think is absolutely laughable, is their little, I guess you could say, infighting with another toy line that was getting a revival, or I guess well, in this case it was getting more so of a revival than an international release, and that was Bakugan. Yes, because these came out around the same time Battle Planet was starting to distribute the original, right, reboot of the franchise, and as a matter of fact, right, Spin Master actually sued Mattel over these things because apparently the Mecard was way too close to their Bakugan toy line, when both toy lines are vastly different, and we'll get into those differences here in a bit. But oh my god, it's so tragic because Mecard had all the potential to be really, really good, and as a matter of fact, I'm surprised that the number of figures that got released were released, in the time that they were. Because, believe it or not, I believe in Korea still, Mecard is like basically their equivalent of Bakugan. It's really, really big over there. Matter of fact, they actually have full transformable figures. It's had multiple different series, one of which, I swear to God, has dinosaurs in it for some reason. Which I'm like, what did dinosaurs have to do with cars that turn into robots? Like, what the heck? You know? And this, that, the other. So it's crazy. And they've done these big, giant, like, trucks and just these giant machines, right, that also turn into big old robots. It's nuts. And sadly, the one that I really wanted, which I for some reason cannot find from the international release, is one that was called Draca, which was this big giant fire truck that turned into this big freaking dragon. And it's like, come on. And you could even like store a couple of the figures in it. It was cute, but like, come on. The prices online are ridiculous. And don't even get me started with the Korean stuff. God help us. Like, they are. I mean, just importing those would be a nightmare. But with all that being said, let's get right into Mecard, and I think we'll start with the differences between Mecard and Bakugan, because it's kind of crazy how apparently Spin Master views these as just, oh, they're just blatant knockoffs of the Bakugan, you know? So we'll take just a random Bakugan over here. In this case, we will take our good friend Platinum Dragonoid for this example. So right away, you'll notice that Mecard and Bakugan both share a similar property in the fact that they have translucent plastic. Now, don't get me wrong, like, with Bakugan, it took them a good while before they started adding translucent plastic, or at least like this, without it being like a special treatment like diamonds or whatnot. But like, yeah, the clear plastic is definitely a similarity, that's for sure. Both of them require to be rolled onto a card in order to open. So I'll demonstrate that with the Mecard's with the Mecard figures here in a bit. That and there is no metal in these per se, right? Like, yes, there is the magnets, which I guess you could count as metal, but it's not like die-cast metal like with the Platinum Series Bakugan here. I will also mention here as well that with Mecard and Bakugan, both of them have different factions, right? So, you know, the Bakugan, right? It has Pyrus, Aquos, Ventus, Chaos. Yeah, you get the idea, right? These different elemental factions. But with these, you only have 3 factions, which in this case are Blue City, Red Hall, and Black Reef or Black Mirror. Those are the 3 factions. Nothing more than that. And each faction has each of its different ideals. Like, I'm pretty sure Blue City wants to create a world of peace, right? Red Hall wants to I think it was industrialize the world or something like that. And then Black Reef or Black Mirror were just straight up villains that just wanted to destroy everything and just take over the world, basically. So, not exactly great. Right, that and each in the US version they call them Mecardimals, but in the original they're called Mechanimals, which I think is way better. Each Mechanimal has its respective, I guess you could say, owner or trainer, or a case maybe, that coincides with them, which I guess, right, is, for lack of better words, mirrors Bakugan in the sense that each respective monster, right, for the most part, has a respective, right, brawler that is tied to them, right? Like for Dragonoid, it's Dan, right? For Pegatrix, it was Leah Venegas. You get the idea. So that also is very similar, right? And I can even go as far as to say that they even have almost the same cards, I will admit. Whereas, right, it took Bakugan G2 quite a good bit before they introduced gate cards again. With these, they basically had gate cards right out the gate, right? Lack of better words. So, in this case, you had these little things. These teeny tiny little baby cards. They look like this. And you would get these, I believe you would get 3 per Mechanimal or Mecardimal that you would get in its own separate, blister packaging. And each one, of course, has a different character on it, right? In this case, this one's Mugen, right? And you have the different stats that you can get. And what's interesting is that each one is determined by the respective faction that each one is a part of, right? So, of course, right here you have Blue City, this one's Red Hall, and this one, of course, is Black Reef or Black Mirror, right? And each one has different special effects that you can have. Like this one, I believe you can, it looks like you can like flip the cards over twice or something like that. And this one looks like maybe you could see an enemy's card or something like that, right? And even like the original Bakugan, you have gold, silver, and bronze types of cards, which each have their own respective, right, sort of values on it and different character art. And the character art actually gets more and more intricate and diverse with each version, right, that you get. And you even have these little code numbers here as well, so that way I guess you can make it easier to identify which card you have versus which card you don't have. But unlike Bakugan, these cards do not have isn't just a big sheet of metal on the inside. Instead, you have little sheets of metal that cover the edges because of how Mecard works. So with Bakugan, right, you'd roll them onto the card, and no matter where they would go on it, it would stand, right? Or that's what they would call it. But with Mecard, you have to roll them onto the card, and the mechanism has like a latch on the bottom alongside a magnet, and when those two things go together, the Mecard will open. So and then it will flip the card over for you, right? Because of how the mechanism works. And then you would go from there, determining the value as the winner, that type of thing. Rinse and repeat till you win, right? So, and even but the thing is that despite all of these similarities, right, and even the card game is very similar in the fact that you have to have like 1 silver, 1 gold, 1 bronze, right? You have to have 3 mech cards on each Mecardimals or Mechanimals, whatever you want to call them. On each team, right? And then you roll them out, right? Determine their values, this, that, the other. Rinse and repeat till one or the other wins, right? So, and of course the factions and the fact that they roll and they open and whatever case may be. But what makes Mecard, and Mechanimals in tow stand alone against Bakugan, to me, is not only the fact that it's, well, you know, like, just, it's not just the fact that they're just really good quality little toy cars that actually that also turn into individual robots, which I think that on its own is a crowning achievement, even though of course Transformers has been doing that for years. But what's nice is that with each separate Mechanimal, right, they can have different factions attributed to them. So, for example, this particular Mecardimal or Mechanimal, I believe his name is Evan. Yes, believe it or not, that's actually his name. Right, you can get him in one of 3 different factions. He's not tied to a specific faction in the toy line, unlike in the show where I'm pretty sure he was Blue City as his faction, right? But with the toys, you can have them in one of several different factions, because there's like a little pull sticker that you'll rip off right upon getting the product, and you can get an Evan in each of the 3 different factions. But the thing is that it's still going to be the same color Evan, but what makes it different is what faction it is, right? If that makes any sense. So you could have, so in this case, I believe mine is, what actually is here? Hold on, I'll have to pop them open here in a bit, but I'm pretty sure mine is Blue City, but you can also get one in Black Reef or in Red Hall, right? And so basically, right, 2 of the same monsters can battle each other, but they won't be the same faction. Like, for example, if you were to get a Platinum Series Pyrus Dragonoid, you could, what's nice is that you don't necessarily have to buy the same product, unlike with Bakugan, where you basically have to buy the same guy, but just in different factions and different colors, which to some may not exactly be all that tantalizing. But with these, you don't have to worry about that, because you can just get one, right, get them hopefully get it in the faction that you want, and then there you go. Like, that's it. You just have to buy the one product. You're done. Like, if that makes any sense. So, now with all that out of the way, let's actually get into the Mechanimals themselves, and how, and to each one I have in my current collection, which is not much, but it's something. So, putting my little Drago back in his little cubby hole there. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way and take a look at him. And we're just going to go in random order here. We aren't going to go in a aren't going to go in the actual pamphlet order. So let's go ahead and start with, well, since we have him here, Evan. So this is Evan. Pretty nice little blue car, as you guys saw. Very nice orange stripes, red taillights, nice little exhaust pipes coming out the back. Just a very sporty, futuristic looking car. Indeed. And what's nice is that in the show, they actually can talk in their little car forms, which I think is kind of neat, even though it looks a bit ridiculous, I can't lie. So, putting the car down, rolling it forward. Let's see what Evan looks like all opened up. And of course, since these are a little old, I'm going to have to help it out here. Woo! But there you go. So that is Evan right there. And he is a lovely little robot right there. So, it very much looks like something out of, I don't know why, but looks like a Gundam to me. Like Gurren Lagann, a little bit of influence there. Just very nice looking little blue robot. And I'm pretty sure I do have a card of him. Because of course I do. Now the problem is actually finding it. In my rather extensive card collection here. Oh, here we go. So yeah, this is what Evan's supposed to look like. If I can actually focus on the card there. Focus. Focus. Focus on it. There we go. Yeah, so that's Evan. Pretty nice looking little robot right there. So, very, very nice. Now, as you can see as well, it's a very simple transformation, but it works very, very well. And the thing that kind of sucks, at least on mine, and well, for all Evans, why did they have to put his faction symbol right there, of all places? You couldn't put it on his chest anywhere, really. But yeah, so this is actually a red hull Evans, so I was wrong. But still, very, very neat little robots right there. And to get them transformed back, it is pretty simple. You just kind of flop them down like this. Make sure this little back panel stays, and you just lock them together. And there you have Evan all tucked up there. Yeah, don't flip him over on the bottom, because, yeah, that's not exactly great. But you're not supposed to look at it from the bottom. You're supposed to look at it from the top, obviously. And because it's Mattel, you know, the makers of Hot Wheels, obviously, yeah, these guys roll really, really well. As rolling things should. So, put him over there. I think next we'll take a look at his brother, which in the first season, that's the whole premise of the show, basically, is Evan trying to find his lost brother, Thanatos. So, here he is. This is Thanatos. And compared to Evan, yeah, he's really interesting. Just for the fact that, well, for his supposed brother, why is he a completely different car? Like, he almost reminds me of, what's his name? Like, Big Daddy from Transformers? Yes, that's his actual name. But it reminds me a lot of that. I believe he was a headmaster from Transformers. I can't remember. But it reminds me a lot of that. Kind of reminds me a little bit, too, of Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime from Transformers as well. Just so many random influences that just made this little tiny thing. I love the angles and the sloping and the curvature of the car here. Again, the taillights are very nicely detailed. Very interesting exhaust pipes. But I love the flames on the front. That is awesome. Kind of gives me some movie Optimus Prime influence, too. And just all in all, really nice little car. And comparing that to his brother Evan, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that these two are somehow brothers, because again, they're completely different cars. How are they brothers? But okay, putting Evan away again. Let's go ahead and pop open Thanatos, which let me see if I actually have his card here, because I don't actually know if I have a Thanatos card or not. But if there is one, trust me, I will find it. So let me see real quick. So, I might have to do a quick jump cut. Yep, quick jump cut, guys. Alright, I have found my Thanatos card. So, finally, or at least a Thanatos card. So let's go ahead and get his card real quick and pop him open. And there we go. there we have Thanatos. And he looks menacing. I mean, I love this skeletal, sort of like this robotic skeletal design that he's got going on. Love his little bouncy little arms that come out here. Even though you can't really pose them, but then again, they're not really meant to be posed. And what sucks is on mine, I believe one of his arms kind of slouches a bit, but nah, it's okay. And of course, you got the whole sections of the car just come right flying out. And it sucks that these guys don't really transform as well as they used to, at least some of them. Because, to be honest, they've just been sitting in a drawer for a while, so, you know, because I don't want these things to get all dusty. Neither do I want them to start yellowing or anything like that, because, oh god, I would hate for that to happen. Especially for how, I guess you could say, rare these are. So, now again, to show his card for Thanatos. Yes, focus on that. Yeah, so he looks pretty nice. Definitely reminds me a little bit of Optimus Primal, a little bit. At least in his actual robotic form. And is he about to do a Kaioken? Is bro really about to hit the Kaioken right now? Like, that's crazy. Of course, you got the little status effects there and all that on his card. Very, very nice indeed. But yeah, really do like Thanatos. And mine is a black Reef Thanatos. So, and of course you can kind of see once again his bouncy little arms. I love his little angry rock golem head. You know, his bouncy little baby feet. He's just great. So I don't know why they couldn't like mold legs into him. Same with his brother. Like why? Oh why? Are his legs just straight up the sides of the car, just folded out? But nah, I guess there's only so much you can do within these tiny little bodies, so fair enough. And just to quickly transform him real quick, you just kind of tuck his head and his arms in, fold those down, and then hopefully everything stays right. You just click the little sides in, and there you have little baby Thanatos. All closed up, looking very cute indeed. And once again, he rolls really well, as well I think should. Alright, go over there. Ugh. Okay, next up, let's get... Ooh, how about... I believe this was Dokori? Yeah, or Dokori, or however you call it. I believe it's Dokori, actually. Yeah, you're going to notice that the names of some of these are just really, really weird. And yeah, this guy's a Formula 1 racer, and he looks awesome. Like, he definitely looks like something you'd see out of, like, one of those cheapy little Flash games, or heck, I could even see this in Tron, maybe, a little bit. I love just the big grills and just the little fins and the little red wheels. He's adorable. I love Dokori. But his robot form is definitely not what you would expect to come out of a Formula 1 racer, that's for sure. But we still love him nonetheless. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised as well that I still remember the names of these guys, even after so long of not really touching them. So, let me just grab his card real quick, because of course. And let's get him popped open, and hopefully he'll pop open for us really nicely. Woo! Jumped off the stand a little bit there. But here we have Dokori, and yes, he is a giant scorpion. And I love that a big freaking scorpion comes out of that tiny little Formula 1 racer. How cool is this? And not to mention, I love like the red highlights, the black legs. Just in general, this guy looks sick. And I love how the whole car just flips over to flash the scorpion hiding within. Though I wish they would have been able to do something with the wheels, but it's alright. I guess you can just ignore those and just look at the actual scorpion design. So, and again, to take a look at Dokori real quick here. Just a very, very nice card. As this affects this, that, the other. And, yeah, I love how the little wheels just kind of form like the base of the tail on the actual, I guess you could say, monster form. And also just to quickly show off, again, the back of the Mecard cards. So, pretty nice little card there. But, yeah, that is Dokori. Really, really neat little guy. Well, not really little, he's kind of a big guy. And getting closed up, it's actually kind of a pain because you have to get his, I believe you have to get his tail in first. Or is it the head first? No, you have to get his tail in first. And that could be a bit of a squeeze considering the mechanism there. Actually, wait, no. You have to get his tail in somewhat. And then you have to get the head in somehow. Actually, wait, no, yeah, you go like that. Then you gotta fold the arms in, lift the head up just enough so that way it'll actually hold those in. Okay. Go like this, go like that. Okay, fold this over and close. There we go. So not exactly the most elegant transformation, but hey, it works. And there we have our little dockery. Also, I like the fact the tail kind of shows up inside the Formula One racer as well. I don't know if you can see that, but that's his stinger. I like to imagine that that's like either a pilot or like the engine kind of poking out there. So, but that's just me. And now, to move on to the next Formula One car, you're going to see this come up quite a bit with a couple of these, is that, yeah, most of them are just kind of remolds and or just repaints, basically, of a specific figure. So, here we have... Oh, what was your name, actually? I believe it was like... Oh, God. Hold on, I'll have to go through my... my cards here, because I'm sure I'll probably find what this guy's called. Because I cannot for life me remember what he was. So. But he is a very, very interesting little thing. Matter of fact, I actually have the pamphlet here. Because, oh god, I cannot remember his name. What was his name? Oh god. Kangxi, that's who this was. Kangxi. Yes, I believe they're based on like a Chinese jumping vampire or something crazy like that for their design. I love this little Formula One racer. But yeah, his transformation is again very basic, but I love his inspiration. Again, I think it's like a Japanese like jumping vampire or something nuts like that. Or some sort of like zombie vampire thing. Again, love the big red exhausts again, and just, you know, the little, what do you call it, the spoiler back there, the taillights, just very solid design, all things considered. And I love the translucent orange as well. It's very much like Fanta orange, and I dig it. Sadly, I don't think I ever got their card, which kind of sucks, so I guess we'll just have to use, well, let's just use an Evan card that I have here. And let's pop open our friend Kangxi here. Ooh, okay. a little jumpy, isn't he? And I guess that's fitting because of the actual, right, mythology that this guy's based on. Or I guess you could say, well, it's not really a cryptid, is it? But yeah, again, it's supposed to be like this Japanese jumping vampire zombie thing. And this thing looks great. You know, with these big flames coming out the back, these little... right, wings that come off of him. And in the show, he actually levitates as well, which I think is super, super cool. Like, and you got this little cape here, his little arms, so he's like jumping out, ready to get you. And he's got all these like runic sort of ancient-looking glyphs all over him. Just very, very neat. And of course, on the back, he is a black mirror or black reef Kangxi, but I will take him nonetheless. So... very, very cool figure. Just sad I never really got his card, but that's okay. And to transform him, he's way, way easier than his mold brother, Dockery. So, just basically put him into his tomb. Well, actually, wait. You want to fold... yeah, put him into his tomb like this. Just fold him down. And then just kind of start folding things over each other. So you want to go like that. And go... like this. And if you did it correctly, he will stay together. And there you have little baby Kangxi. Very, very nice indeed. Get over there. Alright, and whilst we're in the same vein of Formula One cars, we actually do have another one, but this one is quite unique. And that being this guy. And who exactly is this guy? that is Shuma. Yes, Shuma. So Shuma is this, again, very much more stylized Formula One racer compared to Dockery and Kangxi that we just got done looking at. And I love his like yellow rims, the stripes. Again, he just looks very, very, very sleek and fast. Which in the show he is very sleek and fast. Since the whole series, I believe, just has long since been uploaded to their YouTube channel, so you can definitely check that out for sure. But again, just to compare it to Kangxi, you can see just how much of a difference this is compared to the original Formula One racer in this lineup. Or Formula One racers, plural. So, let's go ahead and grab his card, which I'm pretty sure I have multiple copies of. Now the problem is actually finding it. Which, it's going to be easier said than done, it looks like, because I have everybody here but little Shuma, wherever the heck he is. But I'm sure I will find him. So, where are you, Shuma? Come on. I know I have a Shuma card. I know for a fact I do. Come on. Come on. Might be actually in this smaller deck. Might be here. My little baby Shuma. Come on. He's not here either? I know for a fact I have a Shuma card. Quick jump cut again, guys. Alright, finally found his card. So, now let's go ahead and pop open little baby Shuma. Whoa! But yeah, so there we have Shuma all opened up. And yeah, does he not look like a Transformer from Transformers Energon? Does he just, I don't know why, but he just screams like an Energon Transformers toy to me. I totally see this guy there. And heck, I could even see this guy in Zoids maybe. Because he's really, really nice looking. Love his little punchy little arms and his big old red head. But other than that, yeah, there's really not much going on with him. It's more so all business up front and nothing really much going on anywhere else. So, I'm going to take a look at his card real quick. Here is Shuma, looking very Shuma-y. And yeah, he's very big and tall and very slim. But I do love his big old fat wheels. That's kind of fun. And he even stores them on the back, like just kind of like he does in his toy form. That's awesome. So, I like the almost hexagonal background, too. Kind of reminds me of the Hive Matrix from Bakugan G2, or at least Season 1 to G2. So, that is great. But, nonetheless, yeah. And, of course, this guy is a Black Reef Shuma. So, very, very nice. And it's funny that he actually kind of rolls in his robot form here as well. But, again, to transform him, you just simply fold his arms up, push that down, push the arms in, and then just tuck the front down. And there you have little baby Shuma back in his little racer form. Very nice indeed. Once again. Alright, let's actually shift gears to some more, I guess you could say, original designs here. In this case, here we have Prince Kong. Yes, Prince Kong. So, here we have Prince Kong. And, yeah, take a wild guess as to what this guy turns into. But he is a very nice little, almost like an SUV type vehicle. I love the silver trim going around the sides of the vehicle, right? And over the, the little rims and the, I guess you could almost say, like, what do you call these, like the mud guards, or a case maybe. And you have like this nice hard top on it, and the little windows going around. Even though it would have been nice if they actually colored in these windows back here, and even this window back here, but they didn't forget to paint the taillights, God forbid. But other than that, yeah, that's basically Prince Kong in his car form. Pretty nice indeed. So let's go ahead now and grab his card, because of course I do have it. Hopefully I'll be able to find it, because I might have to do a jump cut again. Nope, no we don't. There we go. So there we have Prince Kong, yes. And let us pop him open. Whoa! Yeah, that never gets old with these guys. The way they just kind of jump off the card there. But there you have Prince Kong. As a matter of fact, I actually need to zoom all the way out so you can actually see him. But yeah, that is Prince Kong. And yeah, he's probably one of the biggest Mechanimals / Mecardimals in this entire line. Like, look at the sheer size of this guy. Just his arms alone. And also, I love the fact that his little toes are like yellow like bananas. That's kind of fun. But again, he does kind of look like a Transformer to me. I love how he has an upside down shield for a mouth plate. And which again kind of reminds me of Optimus Prime a little bit. Love his big old punchy arms, just curled up in the fist, ready to just punch another Mechanimal up, right? And just in general, he just looks menacing. Love him. And of course, I love the fact that pretty much the entirety of the top of the car is just his butt. He's just got a big dumpy butt. Like, I love that. That's fun. So, take a look at his actual design here for his monster form. Yeah, he looks about how you expect him to look. Very monkey-like, very ape-like. And you can see his stats and everything there, or at least for this particular Prince Kong. I do have him, unfortunately, in gold. I don't have him in the bronze or the silver, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter. But he's very, very nice indeed. So, that is Prince Kong. A very, very nice figure indeed. I know I keep talking like this, but I am. So anyways, to transform him, it's very, very simple. You just fold him down, push his arms in, and then you just fold down the little plate there. Make sure the little latch clicks into place. And there you have Prince Kong in his car form. Moving right along, let's get... Ooh, how about this one? This one's definitely a more girly one, and this one never opens that well. Even when I first got her, I don't remember her opening all that well. But this is Miranne. Yes, Miranne. And yeah, this one's definitely the Pegatrix of the group, which I think that just gave away a little bit what the Mecardinal form looks like. But of course, you do have these headlights, nice pink grille, big red tail lights, just very, very, I guess, generically feminine car, but I vibe with it. It's really nice. So, even if it is a more girly design, I guess you could say. So, let me go ahead and grab her card, which is conveniently right here. Yes. There we go. So, now let's go ahead and pop her open, even though, of course, I know for a fact she's not going to open all the way. If she does, I'll be shocked. No, of course. I got to open her up the rest of the way myself. There we go. So, here we have my kind of daft Miranne here. So, let me just get the zoom just about right. There we go. A little Miranne. And as you can see, Miranne is in fact a Pegasus, obviously. And I love the fact that they took the sides of the car, the back of the car, and made it her wings. I think that works really well. Big, strong legs up there, even though the hooves look more like drills to me. Nice big head, and the mane goes all the way down the back. And she is a red hull Miranne. So, very, very nice. Once again. And take a look at her card real quick. Yep, it's a big old Pegasus. And where do the wheels go when she's in this form? Well, we know where these ones are, but where do the other ones go? Who knows? Maybe they're stored inside the arms here. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. And also, interesting how they did like the tail there. Can you kind of see that? It almost looks like a more like dragon-like tail than it does a horse tail, but I guess they tried, given the sort of mechanical design they're going for. Or mechanical design that they're going for. But, yeah. That and mine's actually a little bit broken. Not just on the locking mechanism, but even the little prongs that hold it together are actually kind of shot as well. I don't know if you can see that, but there's little stress marks on there, which is not great. And I believe that they were there even out of the box. She had those, so that sucks. But then again, it's alright. You rarely ever look at her from the back, so you mostly look at her from the front. And, very nice dumpy head. But anyways, so you transform Mirene. You just fold her head all the way back, and it just slots right conveniently into the slot on her neck. Then you just push her down, lock the wings in, and then you just fold the legs up. And sometimes she'll stay together on your first attempt. Sometimes it might take you multiple to get her situated. But once you get her all clicked together, there you have Mirene. Very, very nice indeed. Once again. Also, I'd love for somebody to count how many times I say very, very nice indeed in this video. Just for fun. Alright, keeping up with the unique cars once again. Here we have Garyon. Yes, Garyon. Garyon is, well, very purple. Big, not really big, but does have these little yellow fins coming off the back. Bright pink headlights, and I love these little details on the front here. These little, like, almost like these big vents coming off the front. Definitely reminds me of the Viacons from Transformers Prime. Don't know why, but it just does. And what's weird is that in the show, these do in fact glow and do have like a pink afterglow to them. Why in God's name could they have not painted them? That would have been lovely, but I guess it would kind of take away from the headlights, wouldn't it? But it's alright. Maybe they could have colored them a deeper shade of purple or something, just so that way you can actually see them, but it's okay. So now to quickly grab their card, which I should have here. Yes, here we go. So, Garyon. Alright. Yeah, and they also have like this nasally sort of voice in the show too, Garyon. So, let's quickly transform our little Garyon here. Ooh, and he still transforms really good. So here we have Garyon. And Garyon is evidently a three-headed snake. How cool is this? Like, I love the big tail, you know, the snake heads are very nicely detailed. Each one has individually painted eyes, right? And the little gold sort of gems on the heads. But the only thing that kind of sucks about this guy, aside of, well, closing him, is the fact that why does the front of the car just flop up on the back like that? Is that really the best they could do? But it's alright. You can also see the big giant magnet that holds the card and the little latch that activates the mechanism for opening it. But now let's take a look at his card, which of course is Garyon. And yeah, looks about what you would expect them to. But yes, they are one of the evil Mechanimals in the show. And yeah, it definitely shows. But yeah, really do like Garyon. Also, kind of looks like a Pokemon too, if you look at it the right way. I could definitely see this thing as Scarlet and Violet, not just because it's purple, but, you know, just in general. So, as you can see on mine is a red Hall Garyon, which is not at all accurate to the show where he's Black Reef, but it's okay. Because obviously Black Reef is the evil faction. But just quickly close them up. It is rather a pain. Just gotta fold up the heads, hold those in, flip this down, make sure the head stays down. All this stuff. Stay down. Okay, there we go. And just lock it all in. And once you've done that, there you have little Garyon. Very, very cool. Alright, so I think the rest of these are straight up just recolors of each other. Yep. So let's go ahead and move into, ooh, which one was this one again? Oh, God. Can't remember. There we go. It came to me. Wing Talk. Yes, so this is Wing Talk. And I don't think, and thankfully I like the other ones. His name isn't a clear giveaway as to what exactly he is. But, yeah, so this is Wing Talk. And he has a very nice blue sports car again. We almost, it kind of looks like the Batmobile a bit, with the sort of fins coming off the back, big red taillights, yellow, right, headlights that kind of make it look like it has little surprised eyes on it. But it is a very nice, clean car, and I think the blue really does this guy justice. So, yeah, that is Wing Talk. Really nice car. But now to see what he actually turns into, which, again, you kind of wouldn't expect, considering it's a big blue sports car. But let me go ahead and grab his card, which I'm sure I have one. But, of course, like I've mentioned 1,000 times already, the problem is actually finding it. So, might have to do a jump cut here again. It's very likely. I think I'm close. No, I'm not close. Okay, jump cut again. Alright, so I found him. So let's zoom in again. And go ahead and pop Wing Talk open. Whoa! Yeah, and this guy doesn't pop open very well either. Come on. Open. Thank you. Okay. So, I had to kind of jiggle his little mechanism there. But here we have little Wing Talk. And, yeah, it's a giant freaking bee. How can you not love it? Well, unless you're allergic to bees, then in which case, nah. Or somehow have a phobia of bees. But I do like the insectoid design here with the big old wings, and I like how they did the main wings in this sort of blue plastic with a very nice sort of sand, light baby blue, for lack of better words, on the wings. And then you have the hind wings, which are just the right size of the car. And you have the big old stinger that comes out there, little noggin, and you have this little front chest plate. It even has a little kickstand on the back to hold him up because, yeah, otherwise he'd flop over and you couldn't really see what he was. Or is, rather. But once again, here we have his card, which is very much, yeah, giant bee. And he even has a little honeycomb on the top as well, just to sell that bee design. Also, his stinger is surprisingly bigger on his monster form than it is on his actual mechanical form. But very, very nice indeed. Do kind of have to hold this at an awkward angle because the wings are so big that it's there were inches from just bumping into the camera here. And of course, it is a red hull Wing Talk. So, and to get him closed, it is, well, evidently very simple. Fold the wings in. And here's a little cool bit you can do. Fold the stinger in, and it will actually auto-morph the top. Like, watch. See? The whole top half will auto-morph into place. How cool is that? But, yeah, there you have Wing Talk. Very cool blue car indeed. And I love that little bit of, like, auto-morph, for lack of better words. Just really neat little function there. Moving on, next up we have Mantari. Yes, Mantari. And Mantari, you think, oh, it's a mantis, isn't it? Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, we'll see. But it is, of course, just the same car as Wing Talk, but in this case, a bright pink. So that's the only real difference. But other than that, it's basically the same thing. Once again. So now to quickly get her card, which it is a she. So there we go. There's Mantari's card. Let's go ahead and see what Mantari looks like all opened up. Okay, she's a little bit stuck. She's a little shy. Hold on. Oh, God. Of course, it's not gonna close right now. Okay, there we go. Gotta make sure the lock's all good. Okay. Nope. She's not gonna transform on camera. I'll have to manually transform her. There we go. And last but certainly not least, this is one of a few Mechanimals that actually has a bit of manual transformation. Fold these little panels up in the back. And there you have Mantari. And evidently Mantari is a giant freaking spider. How sick is this? Giant spider. And it even has cobwebs as well, which in the show I'm pretty sure it uses to, well, evidently ensnare other Mechanimals, but I'm pretty sure it can also deliver an electric shock through them or something like that, which is super, super cool. But yeah, I really like this design. Just taking what already made Wing Talk so great and just making it into a big pink spider. Like, that's awesome. And again, to take a look at their card, here you have Mantari. And yeah, that is one interesting looking little spider. So, very, very nice indeed. And oh, she's kind of bumping into me now. But yeah, that is Mantari. Very, very neat. Giant pink spider of doom. Alright. And to get her transformed, it's about the same as Wing Talk, but just slightly different. So to start, you just fold the little panels down. And then you fold in the sides, which will click in very nicely. Fold in the cobweb. And then you just push it all together, and she will stay in place. But on mine, I do have to manually push down a little spring to lock the bottom, because otherwise it just will not stay. But other than that, there you have Mantari. So, let's move on to, let's do these two. These two here. And those are, which one was this? Stronghorn. Yes, Stronghorn. And I love Stronghorn. Like, just a very nice one. Alongside their mold brother, which we'll look at in a second. But, yeah, very nice, big, black, sort of, kind of reminds me of a, like, what is it, like a Chrysler, I think I'm thinking of? Or just a, yeah, just reminds me a lot of like a big old Chrysler or something. Just a very, or maybe even a Cadillac. Yeah, it kind of looks like a Cadillac to me as well. Just very big, very beefy, very just a big old mean machine that just roars down the road. Just very nice thing. Big yellow headlights, as you could see. Big white grille. Also has a little hood ornament, which I love that little detail. Very, very cool. And no tail light, sadly. Nothing. And, well, no painted mirrors either. Actually, yeah, they're kind of painted. Not very much, but they're there. But, yeah. That is Stronghorn in his car mode, and he is great. So now to get his card, of course, which is right here. And let's get Stronghorn transformed. And, oh boy, this one's a jumpy one from what I remember. Yep. Jumped right off the stand. But thankfully, he's made of pretty durable plastic, so I'm not worried about him breaking. But there you have Stronghorn, and yes, he is a bull or bison. In this case, I'm pretty sure he's more so of a longhorn bull, but yeah, he's really, really nice looking. With these, again, big long horns with big red tips, right? His big old bovine head, right? His big strong legs and his oddly tiny little rear legs that honestly kind of look like little skeletal fingers or something. Just very, very strange design back there, especially because, as we'll see in his proper, right, monster form, or just robot form, you'll see that, yeah, it doesn't really make sense for what they were going for, why they gave him these weird bony little fingers coming off of the back. So, you're taking a look at him. There you have Stronghorn. And yeah, as I said, just big longhorn bull. So just very strange why they gave him those horns back there, or just little fingers, little horn things. I'm guessing those are supposed to resemble these horns coming off the sides, but it doesn't really work. But I get what they were going for. And mine is a black reef stronghorn. So very, very nice indeed. Once again, and to transform them, it is, well, rather simple. Fold the horns in, and at the same time fold the arms in, which will also coincide with just holding the horns in. Fold the front, and everything will click together with a nice satisfying snap. And once you've done that, there you have Stronghorn. And now to move on to his mold brother, we have Mothton. Mothton, yes. And Mothton's a big boy again. Another big pie animal of the crew, I guess you could say. And yeah, he definitely is big, that's for sure. Because, I mean, literally it's just the same thing as Stronghorn, but just white, green, bright orange, good God. And the weird green on the grill, and with the whole little hood ornament. And what's odd is that, unlike his mold brother, Stronghorn, he actually has the little taillights painted in. Why would you paint his, but not the... whatever. So, it's alright. So, we'll go ahead and grab his card for big old pie animal Mothton, because I mean that's what he is, big pie animal. Just gonna throw him out there, and let's transform the big boy. What? He actually just flipped off the thing. Holy crap! But yeah, that is Mothton. Oh God. Woo, okay. Happy accidents today. Okay. Let's not break the phone, shall we? Oh, this is crazy. But anyway, that is Mothton, and yeah, he's definitely the big pie animal, that's for sure. Because, I mean, look at him with his big orange eyes, big green, almost looks like he's got like the Green Lantern mask on him. Big old tusks and his big old trunk. Yeah, he's definitely a mammoth if I've ever seen one. Jeez. And if we take a look at Mothton's card here, yeah, it definitely sells the mammoth motif, that's for sure. Just big, dumb pie animal. Love him. And what's weird is that they tried to do like the ears with the size of the car, but I don't think it really works the way they thought it would. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But other than that, that is our boy, Mothton. Very, very nice. Big, fat pie animal. Well, he's not really fat. He's more, muscular, but he's not really fat. So, transform him. Again, very simple. Fold the sides in. Take the trunk, fold it up. Well, actually, you want to take the ears, or the sides, fold those up, hold those down, and then you want to fold the trunk in until it clicks into place. And in this case, mine clicks in with a more gentle snap. But once you've done that, there you have Mothton. Let's move along to... Ooh, let's do this guy. Now this Mecard, for some reason on his card it's called Mecard Fion, but we'll call him, or not Fion, it's Fion, yes. So this is Fion. And Fion is a big, well not very big, a sporty little car in this, again, dark Fanta orange. Kind of reminds me of like a sunset or something. It's very pretty. You do have a little bit of yellow peeking out there at the front. Little bits of silver coming off the front as well, and you got these little tail lights that come off the back. But other than that, it's pretty cliche, I guess, for a sports car, but a sports car nonetheless. And then, of course, I got his card right here, so let's transform Fion. Ooh, very nice. Really done there. And here we have Fion, and Fion is a lion, yes, a Blue City faction lion, but a lion nonetheless. Very nice little tail on the back there. Just kind of hold him up. Big old yellow head with the little whisker dimples and a little mouth there. Now, what's interesting is that on different promotionals, they actually show the head being folded out more, but you probably shouldn't do that because you're probably going to actually break the little notch that's supposed to keep the head in place. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Or if you're going to do it, just be very gentle about it. Like here. Let me demonstrate that. Okay, the turntable has died, I believe. Yep, it's overheating. Okay, that's a problem. So we'll go ahead and fold the head all the way up. So that way you can see. So I'm going to have to manually turn these around now, since the turntable seems to be a little hot under the collar right now. But here we have it. It's little... But anyway, let me just gently fold the head back down, like it's supposed to be. And once again, to take a look at his card. Very nice lion motif. But, yep, that is Theon. Very nice little car indeed. And transform him, it's very simple. Flop his head down. Fold the tail in. And then whilst you're holding in the tail, just fold the sides in. And there you have Theon. Put him over there. Let's take a look at his mole brother next, which is Krong. Krong, yes. It's spelled the same way as the villains from Ninja Turtles, yes, Krang, but it's pronounced Krong for this guy. So, borderline copyright strike, I guess. But again, very similar to Theon in the fact that it has, again, same red taillights, but in this case it's white and it has big pink headlights, blue grille, and little black highlights. So, very nice indeed for the little Krong. So, now to get the card for Krong, which here we are. Let's go ahead and transform Krong into his full open form. Just get a little bit stuck there, but here we have Krong. And Krong is a big white tiger, and it definitely shows with the red and the white, and of course the front becoming his claws, which I've got to mention that in with Theon, is that the front does become like the front paws / front claws, so that is a very nice touch. Nice big tiger, right, marking going down the head, nice pink eyes, little black nose, just very, very nice design. It is black reef as well, and again, you can gently get the head to fold all the way out. You can see his little floppy mouth. But yeah, taking a better look at Krong, Krong's card. Yeah, it's about what you would expect. So there you have Krong. Very nice design. And again, same transformation as Theon. So nothing really different there. Though sometimes it doesn't like to close, as you can tell. Neither does it like to open either, so I guess like the cat that it's based on, it can be a little bit finicky. But that's okay. Or feisty, not finicky. Feisty is the word I'm looking for. And now we have the last three Mechanimals we'll take a look at here. And in this case, we will start with Crocky. Yes, Crocky. That is his real name. I'm not even joking. His government name is Crocky. And I love little Crocky. Like, look how stupid he looks. But in the best way possible. Big green SUV with way too many windows, way too many doors, way too many stuff going on. Big yellow lights, big dumb grill. Like, he rocks. I love him. Big silver wheels. This guy is ready to go to town. This guy's great. Love you, Crocky. So, let me go ahead and grab his card, and should just be right here, if I can find it. Come on, I just had it. Crocky. Where are you, my dear Crocky? Unless I only have one card of Crocky. It's very possible I might just have one card of him. There he is. Crocky. Yes. So, let's go ahead and get them all open. Which, his transformation's very nice, I will say. So, there we go. And I love the fact that he chomps on the card. That is awesome. Chomp. But yeah, here we have Crocky. And yeah, Crocky's just a big ol' alligator crocodile. And it definitely shows. With his arms here, his big old chompy head, which the spring is getting a bit weak, but that's okay, because, I mean, look at that. He chomps on the card. That's awesome. You know, he's got his tail here, which does just kind of flop out and reveals that he is, in fact, a red hall Crocky. Big old spikes going down his back there. You can kind of see molded into his back, which is a really nice detail. And he got his little tiny feet with his big old claws that kind of look like a fork. Don't know why. But yeah, nice big pink eyes, big dumb dragony head. But yeah, we love you, Crocky. You're a big old dump, but we love you. So, taking a look at Crocky's card here. Yeah, it definitely sells the whole crocodile alligator motif. So, there ain't no question what design it's supposed to be. But yeah, that is Crocky. And to get him transformed, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I like to do is fold him down, which allows the claws to fold down, because that's what forms the front, whilst at the same time folding the jaw back. And then you just kind of fold the side over, fold this, and then you want to fold this while at the same time folding this down. And there you have little Crocky. Moving on, we have his first of two mold brothers. In this case, here we have King Jaws, I believe this guy's name is. Yeah, King Jaws. And yep, he's just a big old shark. We'll just admit it flat out. He's a big old shark. And yeah, he's very blue, black windows again. Just the same thing as Crocky, but just blue. Now to grab his card, which, okay. Now I'm starting to drop stuff. Great. Yeah, this video is going great. Okay, here we go. King Jaws. Yes. So, let's go put that there. And let's go ahead and open up our friend, King Jaws. And here we have King Jaws. And yeah, he is about what you would expect him to look like. Big ol' shark. Big ol' shark. And, ooh, okay, turntable's kind of working now. A little bit. But yeah, it's just a big old shark with big old sharp white teeth, little what do you call it, gills on the side. He got his little tail there, and of course he is in fact Blue City, so he is very, very nice indeed. So, but it's just kind of sad that, yeah, my little turntable's just given up today. It's alright. But, yeah, so, very nice little sharky boo. And again, like with Crocky, he does bite onto the card, which I love that. That's such a nice little detail. And why does it have missiles on it, too? Like, or in this case, torpedoes. Why does it have those? But, anyhow. Here we have King Jaws, and yep, as I said, just big old shark. And he's even like eating pieces of another Mechanimal, it looks like. Oh jeez, that's kind of dark even for this series. But yeah, so transform him, pretty much the exact same as Crocky. Fold the head down, fold the sides up, fold this down, was at the same time flipping a tail in, and then pushing everything into place. And there we have King Jaws. Last, but certainly not least, here we have Momoru. or the second of the 3 different molds here, Momoru, or I believe it's like Titan something. Oh yeah, I think it's just Momoru or Titan. I think this guy's name was in the original. Since pretty much all the names were kept the same except for this guy, which got changed. So yeah, Momoru or Titan, and yeah, I think it's pretty obvious what he's going to turn into, and I think he's probably my favorite of these 3 different molds because his transformation is just awesome, and how they took an already pretty nice mold and actually did something creative with it, in my opinion. So let me just get Momoru's card here, or Titan, and let's get him transformed, and let's do so in a timely manner before my turntable really gives out. And there we go. That is Momoru or Titan. And yeah, he's a big rock golem. Look at how awesome this guy looks. With tiny little knight head, his little arm here, his big old rock golem-y arm. He has Red Hall, by the way. Big old hand that grabs the card. And he even has like what looks like earthquakes or tremors like going through his entire vehicle form. That is awesome. I love that so much about him. Sadly, no detailed eyes because again, his helmet goes so far down. There is really no room for painted eyes. Kind of reminds me of Darth Vader's helmet for some reason. Don't know why. Just does. And taking a look at his card, yeah, that's definitely a rock golem for sure. And it's interesting that one of his arms is small, but the other one's just really freaking big for Momoru or Titan. Just big old freaking rock golem. Oh, we love you. We love you, Momoru. You're amazing. And now to actually get this guy transformed, once again, it's basically the same transformation as the other 2, but just with some slight modifications done to make it slightly different, right? Fold the giant hand in, fold in the claw there, or not really claws, but like the side pieces. Fold these in, and then you just fold in the hand whilst at the same time you actually get it to sit right. Fold in the top, or the other little arm. And there you have Momoru/Titan. Very nice brown car right there. And with that basically concludes this look back at Mecard. I know, a pretty long one, this one. But, tis what it is. I will say, though, real quick before I end this video, I do want to quickly show off the pamphlet that details every single Mecardanimal/Mechanimal that's come out for this line. So, here we have it, and it is really, really big. So, Mecard, Battle them all. Of course, you have one of the characters there from the show, and you can see every single design they've released. Of course, I put check marks over each one I actually own, but for the most part, yeah, I'm missing quite a bit of the collection. But it's really nice to see just how many of these they were able to pump out, given the simple concept, let alone before, of course, the whole lawsuit thing happened. But still, really, really nice lineup. Oh, and here we have the Jumbo Mechanimals, which these guys are awesome. X and Neo, yeah. And on the back, you actually get a little play guide for the card game, which is really, really nice to see. Though it sucks that it reads like a roadmap, but it's alright. The toy line was kind of a last minute thing, you know what I mean? It kind of feels kind of half-baked, just in general. But I still love these things, just for the sheer novelty, and now their rarity as toys. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Reed Squad, and have a good one.